Welcome to Watch Mojo, and today we're counting down our picks for the best song choices to capture the mood, intensity, or emotion of the moment. Some potential spoilers ahead for the following films. Number 20, Time in a Bottle by Jim Croce, X-Men Days of Future Past.
If I could save time in a bottle, the first thing that I'd like to do.
In a dramatic and show-stopping scene, the character Quicksilver saves the day. His speedy antics earn him a great needle drop courtesy of Jim Croce. Time in a Bottle feels especially apt for this speedy fantasy. In between helping his friends, the hero gets to show off with Croce's moving words.
I've looked around enough to know that you're the one I want to go.
It's a slightly ironic way to enjoy the folk rock stylings of a legend. Using some choice music, X-Men Days of Future Past creates a clever showcase for an underrated hero. The combination might just make for one of the more rewatchable parts of the franchise. Number 19, No Time for Caution by Hans Zimmer, Interstellar.
Cooper, what are you doing?
Knocking.
Hans Zimmer never fails to make a movie sound better. With his incredible score for Interstellar, the composer highlights an unforgettable scene. The astronauts attempt an impressive maneuver that's exciting on its own, with the threat of catastrophe. Christopher Nolan then uses this incredible music, making it all the more intense. You hang on every moment, cheering on the crew. In Zero Gravity Spins, the nail-biting drama plays out with Zimmer's pulsating notes. He's continuously proven that he's one of the best film composers of his day. Collaborating with Nolan, he gets extraordinary and imaginative sequences to enhance.
Killing main engines! Okay, we're out of orbit.
Number 18, Where Is My Mind by Pixies, Fight Club.
You met me at a very strange time in my life.
To finish out this satirical film, director David Fincher includes a great Pixie song. The narrator finds himself injured and free from the concept of Tyler Durden. With Marla by his side, he contemplates his future as Project Mayhem begins. The sudden explosions and Where Is My Mind feel like a perfect mix.
Trust me, everything's gonna be fine.
Considering the cerebral nature of the story, the lyrics and the overall message hit home even more. Fight Club blends social commentary with a mind-bending twist, giving this alternative song a platform to stand out. You could also argue that this movie helped introduce the track to a new audience. Yeah. Number 17, These Days by Nico, The Royal Tenenbaums. Throughout his filmography, director Wes Anderson shows the power of combining music and film together. The Royal Tenenbaums includes more than a few iconic moments like this moving scene. When Richie Tenenbaum spots Margot, time seems to slow down as this Nico song plays.
These days I seem to think a lot about the things that I forgot to do.
The singer's version of the Jackson Browne tune makes you focus in on Luke Wilson's character and his emotional state. These Days is a beautifully poetic soundtrack to a simple walk. The two people stare a hole into each other's souls, with the music helping to seal their bond. Anderson outdoes himself here, without dialogue or any added drama.
Stand up straight and let me get a look at you.
Number 16, Stuck in the Middle with You by Steelers Wheel, Reservoir Dogs.
You ever listen to K. Billy's Super Sounds of the 70s?
When Mr. Blonde is left alone with a cop, he decides to take matters into his own hands. The sadistic robber turns on the radio and takes his frustrations out on the hostage. With Steelers Wheel playing, this scene takes on a whole other ironic meaning. The shocking violence and 70s rock turn this into an iconic moment. As Michael Madsen's character dances and sings along, the audience is on the edge of their seats.
Clowns to the left of me, jokers to the right, here I am stuck in the middle.
Director Quentin Tarantino knows how to make people wince, laugh, and look away within a few short minutes. The master storyteller takes your concept of an easygoing rock tune and twists it into something much darker.
Was that as good for you as it was for me?
Number 15, Born to be Wild by Steppenwolf, Easy Rider.
Get your motor running. Head out on the highway.
With money from a drug deal, Wyatt and Billy head out on a road trip. They first set off with a little help from Steppenwolf. Riding their motorcycles, the two heroes embody the hippie and counterculture movements, and this rock hit only hammers home that point, giving the characters an iconic soundtrack for their journey.
Looking for adventure and whatever comes our way.
What might be a cliche now was more of a revelation in the late 1960s. Easy Rider really gets going when Born to be Wild kicks off, inspiring viewers to blast the same song on their cross-country discoveries. It's also among the coolest credit sequences of its era.
Born to be wild.
Number 14, Bohemian Rhapsody by Queen, Wayne's World.
I see a little silhouette of a man. Scaramouche, will you do the fandango?
This movie set the standard for the ultimate drive-in music. When Wayne and Garth join their friends in a car, they pop in a cassette of Bohemian Rhapsody. The Wayne's World opening is a burst of energy that captures the relationship between friends and music. You can imagine them getting together every week to do the exact same thing, with this being an amazing snapshot of their chemistry. The Queen song features so many pieces and parts for them to enjoy. As the car ride goes on, it all builds up to the big rock drop. Each performance makes the scene that much more fun, real, and entertaining. The film didn't make the song popular, but it reminded people that it's an awesome sing-along. Number 13, Layla by Derek and the Dominoes, Goodfellas.
Months after the robbery, they were finding bodies all over.
In terms of music choices, director Martin Scorsese picks out some great ones for his films. His mob drama Goodfellas is full of compelling moments that combine tracks and images. This includes when a slew of bodies turn up, with Derek and the Dominoes playing over the discoveries.
Jimmy was cutting every link between himself and the robbery.
Scorsese blends the serene piano part with the awful revelations on screen. It makes you feel like the dark humour of the first half is over, with the climactic guitar work underscoring the gravity of the situation. The musicianship soars as the direction and camera work add up to something beautiful. It's like a well-delivered eulogy, with all of the images of death being even more moving with this soundtrack.
Still, I never saw Jimmy so happy. He was like a kid.
Number 12, The Trio by Ennio Morricone, The Good, the Bad and the Ugly. Sergio Leone's direction and Ennio Morricone's music are a match made in heaven. In the end of this classic, the two artists come together for a Western masterpiece. The final duel brings together the title characters for a confrontation of epic proportions. The man with no name squares off against two foes, with some masterful camera shots capturing the action. Morricone's atmospheric score makes every close-up pop even more. Just when the tension seems like too much, Leone pushes it even further before finally relieving the audience. It is impossible to imagine this sequence without the composer's moody and exemplary work.
You see, in this world, there's two kinds of people, my friend. Those with loaded guns, and those who dig. You dig.
Number 11, Lust for Life by Iggy Pop, Trainspotting.
Choose life.
It's better to chase life than to chase the dragon, but Mark Renton can't seem to overcome his substance use disorder. So, he spends his days running away from his problems and running after his next high. As the 1977 song Lust for Life plays, Renton speaks of his carefree mindset in the beginning of Trainspotting, and how he doesn't, in fact, choose life.
I chose not to choose life. I chose something else. And the reasons? There are no reasons. Who needs reasons when you've got heroin?
Every day is a wild trip where nothing matters other than chasing his next hit. But deep down, Renton knows that this world has much more to offer, and the first step towards recovery is choosing life.
Choose fixed interest mortgage repayments. Choose a starter home.
Number 10, A Real Hero by College featuring Electric Youth, Drive. One of modern cinema's most enigmatic characters, the driver rarely says what's on his mind, and his limited facial expressions don't tell us much either. Music, in this case, acts as a window into our nameless hero's soul. In one of the brighter scenes from this Nicholas Winding Refn film, the driver lets down his defences as he takes Irene and her son on a fun LA detour. For the first time, we see that there's more to this distant man than an empty shell. College and Electric Youth's song says everything the driver can't, giving us a hero to root for in this bleak world. Number 9, Freebird by Lynyrd Skynyrd, Kingsman: The Secret Service. After a series of SIM cards are activated, all hell breaks loose in a church full of hate mongers. Unable to control themselves, the people engage in an all-out battle royale, and only one can remain standing. Being a senior Kingsman, the efficient Harry Hart, aka Galahad, easily has the edge. While the choreography and cinematography are exquisite, it's Lynyrd Skynyrd's kick-ass power ballad that elevates this action sequence to another level of awesomeness. Following Hart's trail of mayhem, it feels like a can of whoop-ass has literally been opened. The exhilarating music captures this sentiment perfectly until Harry sends one last soul to meet his maker. Number 8, The End by The Doors, Apocalypse Now. Through its authentic depiction of the Vietnam War, Apocalypse Now succeeded in convincing the audience that they were observing hell on Earth. The film immediately immerses us in Armageddon, from its opening scene as flames engulf a jungle landscape. The explosive imagery is poignantly matched by the music of The Doors, preparing us for the beginning of the end.
This is the end, beautiful friend.
This haunting song puts the audience in a sedated state as we're forced to watch total chaos unfold. Feeling as if all hope is lost in this forsaken place, the end almost sounds like a comforting relief from the horror.
Lost in a romance, wilderness of pain.
Number 7, Also Sprach Zarathustra by Richard Strauss, 2001: A Space Odyssey. Watching a damn dirty ape senselessly banging a bone on the ground might not seem like a significant landmark. As Richard Strauss's Also Sprach Zarathustra kicks in, it becomes clear that something extraordinary has indeed occurred, as this ape has taken a crucial step forward in humankind's evolution. Listening to this classic orchestral piece, you can virtually see the gears starting to turn inside the ape's primordial head, figuring out how to rise up as Earth's dominant species. Now that he's discovered the first tool, imagine what his descendants will be able to accomplish millions of years later. Number 6, Main title by John Williams, Jaws. When you think of a shark attack, you probably hear this music playing. It's been widely imitated ever since it first played in this opening scene. Steven Spielberg's blockbuster masterpiece Jaws is incomplete without John Williams, with half of the horror coming from the score itself. Their legendary partnership powers many incredible films like this one. The beginning of this thriller builds with these haunting strings, giving audiences nightmares for years to come. and Williams only needs a few notes to get the point across. As the swimmer gets taken under the surface, the music helps to change our perception of the ocean forever. Number 5, Don't You Forget About Me by Simple Minds, The Breakfast Club.
See you next Saturday. Yeah.
This 80s classic centres on a group of high school students who are forced to spend a Saturday together in detention. At first glance, these teenagers couldn't seem more different. As the day goes on, however, all 5 realise that they're actually living with similar inner demons.
Without lamps, there'd be no light.
Okay, so neither one of you is any better than the other one.
From the opening credits to the final scene, The Breakfast Club is brought full circle by the immortal music of Simple Minds. Our main characters may come from contrasting social backgrounds and ultimately go their separate ways at the end of the day, but what they've learned from each other in that short time will never be forgotten. Number 4, The Sound of Silence by Simon & Garfunkel, The Graduate.
Within the sound of silence.
The Graduate wouldn't be the same without Simon & Garfunkel's songs, most notably The Sound of Silence. As Elaine flees from her wedding with Benjamin, these love-struck kids feel as if they've conquered the world. However, it doesn't take long for them to realise that maybe this wasn't the best idea. Too afraid to address the elephant on the bus, the two look ahead at their uncertain futures in uncomfortable silence.
Hello, darkness, my old friend. I've come to talk with you again.
Benjamin and Elaine might not be able to communicate with each other, but the song tells us exactly what's going through their heads.
And the vision that was planted in my brain still remains.
Number 3, Staying Alive by the Bee Gees, Saturday Night Fever. Disco provides the backbone of Saturday Night Fever. In the film's opening, Staying Alive by the Bee Gees sums up Tony's character without missing a beat. Strutting down the streets of New York, Tony looks like a cool, confident ladies' man who's on top of the world. On the inside though, he has no idea what he's doing as he walks aimlessly through life, trying to survive in the big city. Not knowing what exactly is coming for him in his lifetime, Tony can take solace in one fact: he's the king of the dance floor. Number 2, The Murder by Bernard Herrmann, Psycho. If there's a piece of music guaranteed to make your blood curdle, it's definitely the violin screech from Psycho. Part of what makes this scene so chilling is the vulnerable situation Marion Crane finds herself in. Caught off guard in the shower, there's nowhere to run and nowhere to hide, as a knife meets her naked flesh. The shocking score makes the audience feel every fatal stab that Marion endures. Once the music comes to a close and our leading lady takes her final breath, all you can do is gasp for air. Before we continue, be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos. You have the option to be notified for occasional videos or all of them. If you're on your phone, make sure you go into your settings and switch on notifications. Number 1, Binary Sunset by John Williams, Star Wars Episode 4: A New Hope. John Williams has composed some of the most magical musical scores cinema has to offer. While E.T.'s Bicycle Escape is an undeniable career highlight for Williams, nothing can quite top this scene from the original Star Wars. A timeless movie moment that shows rather than tells, the Binary Sunset embodies young Luke Skywalker's desire to leave his home planet and see the rest of the galaxy. Through Williams' uplifting composition, we instantly identify with our hero and wish to follow him. Simplistic while also being nothing short of profound, it's a scene that defies both the power of film and the power of music. So, did we forget another amazing combination of film and music? Let us know in the comments below.
Just sitting on that couch watching mind-numbing, spirit-crushing game shows.